To attract your soulmate into your life, you have to first have the connection with your essence, with your soul, because meeting your soulmate is the result of your connection with your essence. The biggest reason behind unhappiness is not accepting life as it is. Only when you judge and distort the reality, and when you have distorted perceptions, you might think that some events are positive and some events are negative. Governing our minds and governing our thoughts is actually the highest level of consciousness, which I usually call the executive level of consciousness. Hi, this week's question is, what can I do to attract my soulmate to my life? So the answer to this question is you cannot do anything, because you can't attract your soulmate by doing anything or staying in action. To attract your soulmate into your life, you have to first have the connection with your essence, with your soul, because meeting your soulmate is the result of your connection with your essence. It's the result of your journey, your inward journey to your own soul. A soulmate cannot be found by searching for it. A soulmate can be accepted and can be embraced when he or she comes into your life as a result of and as a reflection of your own connection with yourself. If you vibrate aligned with your soul, which is through, of course, daily meditation, daily breath work, by having a functional breathing, by having a functional mind, by working with the mind, transforming the judgments, and by working with your perceptions, when you become so clean and clear in your mind, crystal clear in your mind, and when you become crystal clear on who you are, your purpose, your essence, your existence, and when you're fully connected with your own vibration, with your soul's frequency, then as a result, you attract your soulmate into your life. Should we have the same tastes or like same things with our soulmate? I see a lot of people thinking if we like the same things, if we like the same music, if we have the same tastes, if we have similar life experiences, we must be soulmates. But actually, when you think of the word soulmates, it is the mate of our soul. So we don't have to actually be alike in the physical plane. And usually, soulmates are not alike in the physical world. They are the exact opposite of each other. Because as the name suggests, he is or she is our soulmate. It is not equivalent to our physical body or our physical experience. They do not have to be aligned with what you like or what your tastes are or how you live your life experience. It's usually the opposite. They don't have to have the same desires. They don't have to have the same path and journey, because according to the universal laws, in order for two people to really deeply connect soulfully and deeply live and experience a relationship, they must complement each other. So in the physical world, soulmates usually complement each other. They are very different. They do not share same taste. They usually share the opposite taste. They live life very differently, but they are connected in their soul, and they are one in their soul, the frequency of their soul. You ask me, why are people unhappy? The biggest reason behind unhappiness is not accepting life as it is. Our judgments and distorted perceptions are the reasons why we are unhappy. If you keep on attacking life, if you keep on judging life, you will end up miserable, unhappy, unhealthy, and you will also age very fast. And these are also lowest level of consciousness, and you will probably be attracting many problems to your life as well. The more you judge life, the more unconscious you are in your mind, because only unconscious people judge life. The more biases you have, the more unhealthy and unhappy you will be. So if you want to change that, if you are unhappy with your life, if you feel miserable, you can change that by just working with your mind, by working on your distorted perceptions, by working on your judgments, also neutralizing the episodic memories in the brain. And you can do that with the awakening process at Nevşah Institute. We help you connect with a higher level of consciousness, the highest level of the mind, and we help you transform all judgments so that you can accept life the way it is and experience fulfillment and happiness. Why are people unhealthy, and why do people have unhealthy habits, and why are people trying to escape from themselves? Our effort to live according to society's values, not our own values and not our own priorities and truths, creates all kinds of addictive behavior and all kinds of unconscious behavior. When you try to live according to society's truth, you have to stay unconscious, and you have to somehow find ways to numb yourself. Your desire to live according to other people's values, according to social conditioning, according to the society's values, creates all kinds of running away mechanisms, creates all kinds of addictions, creates all kinds of unhappiness, creates all kinds of addictive behavior and unconscious behavior, and creates all kinds of health problems. The formula to transform those and to reach to eternal happiness and satisfaction in life is by working on your mind and transforming your judgments so that you can connect with who you are, connect with your own values and priorities, and start experiencing life according to your essence. That is the only formula for eternal happiness. Live the life of your dreams. Let's look at the perception behind positivity and negativity, which is not a true perception at all. There is some very distorted perception going on in the personal development industry. Some strange topics are being talked about, like attracting positivity into your life, saying no to negativity, or saying no to sabotaging yourself. Since there are no negative or positive things in life, since there is no positivity or negativity in life, all experiences are equally positive and negative, there is actually no such thing as attracting positivity, because everything you attract has a negative side as well. Only when you judge and distort the reality, and when you have distorted perceptions, you might think that some events are positive and some events are negative, and then you struggle in a constant effort of turning things into positivity, but there is no such thing. So only when you accept what life is, and only when you look at life with a neutral point of view, without judging it, without a distorted perception, can you really understand and love what life is. And only when you learn not to judge life, and you learn not to make life mean things, and only when you work with the conditioning in your mind, you can't be fully fulfilled with life. Because if you're trying to be positive and trying to run away from negativity, you're creating a constant struggle, and that's going to create a lot of health problems, relationship problems, money problems. That's why people are experiencing all kinds of problems these days. So you asked, could you elaborate on woman's creation system a little bit more? Because I have been talking about the fact that men are manifestors, but women are creators. And even the word manifestation starts with man, because man has a masculine energy. They are manifestors. When we look at women, because we have a womb and our bodies create babies, we have 70% connection with the divine and the spiritual energy and the creative energy. The way we shape our lives, the way we create, is by being co-creators. We do not need action plans. We do not need to stay in action. We do not need the systems and structures man needs to get the results in our lives. We just need to connect with our creative energy. And that's the reason why many women aren't getting results, because they lost connection with their essence, with the creative power, and they are using man-made modalities to get results. And I hear lots of women talking about manifestation, literally killing themselves, killing their real creative energy, instead of stopping, going within and diving within and connecting with their creative energy, and then opening their eyes and seeing their life unfold just the way they wanted. They stay in action, become male-like, and disconnect from themselves and true fulfillment. Why do people feel unworthy? If you're experiencing feelings like unworthiness, it's a sign that you are disconnected from your own values. Because only when we are connected with our values, and only when we are connected with our essence, with our truth, and only when we live a life doing the things we love, we increase our self-worth and we increase our value. The universe wants to see us just be us. The universe wants us to be ourselves and live a life aligned with our purpose, aligned with our essence, aligned with who we are. But if we have distorted perceptions, if we have conditioning in the mind, and if we have judgments, and if we're trying to do the right thing, and if we are trying to live our lives according to the social conditioning or the social biases, we just disconnect from ourselves, we disconnect from our values, our life purpose, our origin story, our talents, who we are in our essence, and then try to become someone else and decrease our worth and decrease our value. So whenever you're disconnected from your own value, whenever you live life with a conditioned mind, you decrease your value and you feel unworthy. The way to increase your value in life is by connecting you with your life purpose and with your truth and with your priorities and values, and help you live a life you love. And we do that with the purpose training in our curriculum. You asked me, how do I manage my thoughts? How do I manage my mind? Governing our minds and governing our thoughts is actually the highest level of consciousness, which I usually call the executive level of consciousness. And to get there, we need to first start by working on our judgments, on our conditioning, on the certain patterns we have learned since childhood. Because we all have certain thought patterns, automatic thinking behavior, our judgments that is coming from our past, and unless we work on the biases and the judgments in the mind, we can't get to the executive mind and start using the executive level of the mind, which is also aligned with the prefrontal cortex of the brain, and which is also called the third eye. So for you to manage your mind, your life, your behaviors, for you to manage your emotions, for you to govern your behaviors and your mind, start by working with the mind, start by using mind transformational tools. That's why we call the awakening process, because once you start with working with the judgments and transform the mind, the executive mind starts getting activated, and you start governing your life, your mind, your emotions, your behaviors, and you start getting the results you want. The fear of loss, the fear of losing someone. Why do we have the fear of loss, and why do we fear the loss of someone? If you have a fear of loss, if you're afraid of losing someone, this is an indication that you have been judging that person, and you have been actually giving a lot of positive meaning to them, and you haven't been seeing the negative sides of them. You have been seeing them as a hero, and you have been seeing the positive sides of their individuality, their behaviors, their actions and inactions, but you haven't been able to see the negative side or the negative characteristic, negative behaviors of that person. If we judge someone in a very positive way, if we are infatuated with someone, and if we think they are good but not bad, positive but not negative, they're amazing, they are nice, and they are beautiful but not bad, but not cruel, then we start fearing the loss of their disappearance. You have asked, why do people I don't want in my life come into my life? First of all, we need to understand that our lives are a perfect reflection of our mind, of our thinking habits and our thinking behaviors. And as long as we judge situations and we judge people, we will always be experiencing what we judge. So until you love what you judge, you will be experiencing what you judge. Therefore, all events in your life and everyone you're attracting might be, or if you don't want them to be in your life, might be the people you judge, might be the behaviors, might be the mindsets you judge. Anything you judge will continue in your life. So how to transform this is by not working with your life, not by working with these people, trying to get away from these people or run away from these people, but to work with your mind. I have helped over 40,000 people to transform their minds, their judgments, and transform their lives. If you want to transform your life, make sure you first start by transforming your mind, because until you transform your judgments, you will be experiencing what you judge. Whatever you can't love will keep on happening in your life. Life is nothing but a big mirror, and our minds is being reflected in life. We will be experiencing whatever we are judging, and until we transform our judgments, whatever we couldn't love will keep on appearing in our lives. So if you have a question, why am I experiencing all these things I don't want to experience? It is because you have been judging the things you don't want to experience, and you are not connected with the truth of life. You have distorted perceptions. You do not have respect and love for life, but you're attacking life in your mind. So if you're attacking life in your mind, whichever area you're attacking, if you're judging an area of your life, you will keep on experiencing symptoms, and you will keep on experiencing problems around that. So to change the level of our consciousness and to change the level of our mind, we need to work with our judgments and transform our minds if we want to transform our lives. And until you transform your mind, don't expect to transform your life. If you want to transform your relationships, your business, your relationship with money, with yourself, leadership, any area of life, start by working with your mind, working with your judgments. That's what I've been teaching for over 20 years with the methods, with the tools, with the formulas. I've been helping hundreds of thousands of people to get to a level of acceptance, to get to a level of higher consciousness so that they can transform their lives. And this is only going to happen with your commitment.